in this forum probably we came from different domains. Let us learn from each other.
So first of all, congratulations to all of you, to all CSR I would say, for this long journey over 10 years. And thanks for such a contribution to the social sector. So I have only seen social sector over last 30 years. So I have been only with NGOs over the last 30 years. But I had an opportunity to work with several groups like yours as part of my work with an NGO. I think that CSR to me or to the social sector has been an interesting space. So before this we worked with different types of players, different types of donors, but it came as an act. Then we saw that lot of opportunities, and also there is probably a lot of things that we all can really learn from each other also. So that way this forum is interesting. I think there was a thought, and when we shared with Amit, is there a possibility for a small group to come together? I think he just picked it up, he really liked it, and he said, okay, let's try to do this. Right? So thanks for that, and thank you all for coming here. I'm sure Meena is here, she is going to give a little overview of the journey of CSR and what it is all about, and a lot of your rich experience.
So it was going on in my mind that we should do something for a 10-year of CSR Act implementation in India. I bounce off a lot of ideas with Amit whenever I think of something. So I was just discussing with him about this, and I thought, what do you think about it? He immediately said, that's wonderful, come, we will work together.
My name is Vishwanathan, you can call me Vishwa. I am an engineer by qualification. After a story similar to Amit, after 3 years into a tech role, I moved into a CSR role. Spent about 10 years in Cognizant, largely running volunteering and then social impact and then ESG programs. And the last 2.5 years I've been leading CSR for Landmark Group.
Myself, Smita. I'm a social work development sector professional. I did my master's in social work. I have been working with the NGO sector from last 23 years.
I have been in the social sector for last 25 years. I've worked with organizations like CRY, Child Fund India, was with GMR for a decade of 14 years, and then moved on with a company called Microland Foundation, which is an IT company. Here our approach is basically talking about inclusion and more of a process and how to design model which can be replicated all across whatever we are doing, whether it's in education, whether it's in employability, health, or in environment sector that we have been working. So we work across all over India.
So I'm like both into CSR and sustainability. So keeping both the things open, like a post-graduation into environment management and an MBA in social entrepreneurship, like first of a kind of its course which NMIMS has started that time. I started my journey from green building consultancy, moving to KPMG for CSR and sustainability advisory consulting. Post that I was leading the India Impact, that is the CSR for Johnson & Johnson. So all this stint happened in Mumbai, and a year back it's been with Alstom now, leading the CSR and sustainability for India. So I am the first dedicated person that has been hired for this role.
I liked when Meena said that about your journey, your company and your CSR. Company is UST Global, works globally in IT services. I know only that much. I never got into too much products and manufacturing because I'm busy with CSR. CSR, yes, as Shagar said, I am the first dedicated person in the company. So you get a big platform as a first person to start from policy writing to do everything. You know, that's the platform you get when company decides that yes, we need a social sector person for this role. 4 years with that, but in April I'm completing my 20th year in this social sector.
What we're going to really look at today is 10 years of CSR. The history of the world and history of India's CSR is so much older and so much richer.
CSR lens moving towards more strategic thought process, right? If your operations is in Karnataka, for example, there is no strategic relevance for you to do something in Assam. Not that you should not, you have a choice, but if I have limited money, where should I put in? A place where I know or a place where I do not know?
I don't think it's about guilting about it, but it is true that there is a lot of criticism against CSR today that, you are only doing in Maharashtra, you are only doing in Karnataka. So it's about not feeling guilty, being able to justify whatever you're doing, wherever you're doing. Don't tell me we can find a city in India which doesn't need work. So it's even within that kind of sensibly choosing the causes and the communities and the whatever, and being able to stand up and justify with full conviction what I'm doing, where I'm doing.
It's an NBFC. It was operating or giving farm related agri loans into the NBFC, into the drought prone region of Maharashtra. They were doing ample work of water security, financial literacy and all the other things. Now suddenly they realize that the business is not moving, so they will move out.
Yeah.
And the CSR support CSR support also stops over there. Now the need is there. It's an abrupt exit. Now the NGOs will have to run for the other corporates who may or may not come. I will not say good or bad. This is the reality. Again, like how we as a company can choose to go beyond our local areas.
Yeah, but we should take it as a learning that it is a churning phase for corporates as well. They have learned fast.
There should be a ways in which we can measure the program, because we were the one who are designing the program, we were the one who are implementing the program, and of course somebody has to evaluate our program. The third I definitely agree.
We have to partnerships. When we say a partnership agreement, it's a CSR partnership. We have to be both equally responsible. That always when I try to speak with NGOs, we both are partners. See, many things will fail, especially in Bihar, in Madhepura. I always say that many NGO models, what we are trying to bring, especially, they are failing. I am telling, don't worry, yes, we will fail, but we'll try to work together.
The whole idea was to bring two things at a very high level, right? How can the community at large and the social sector benefit from the innovation and the risk-taking ability of the corporate world? How can the corporate world play a more active role in nation building?
I think after the law came in, there is the importance of CSR, the process driven or the strategical thinking of a CSR has greatly improved.
What I feel is more, CSR ecosystem has become more matured right now, and there has been a topic of deep impact investment and social innovations, and I have always seen that the company that I work with has always said that, if you have an idea or an NGO has an idea, let's put money on innovation and research.
Because India, I'm proud that way that India is the first country in the world to have CSR as a law like this. And if we see evolution in last 10 years, so much buzz around ESG sustainability, so projects also in a way evolved.
Unless we are able to crack the collaboration bit, scaling up is not our forte. Like if I'm doing a program in Tamil Nadu, for the same stakeholder I can do it in a Karnataka or a Gujarat or a Rajasthan. Somebody else can do it. The whole point is, can the knowledge of what we do be available to the other person, right?
Well, is that our openness to work with fellows or change makers or researcher or incubator is something that is working out for us.
If both of you can approach it saying that the ultimate issue is the benefit to the community, by coming together if we can do better.
There should be a document to say what am I going to do, and this is what my outcome, this is what my impact result, and will you be able to help me with this portion? If I go with this, and why will you say no to it? Even it'll be easy for you to do it, because you don't have to create and again invent a wheel.
Probably they also need to understand, learn more about ESG as well, and how that some of the elements of can be implemented somehow in the projects that we see.
Slowly and surely you try to include every department from a strategic lens.
Correct.
So that, and say tomorrow going ahead, it will be like CSR, ESG, everything will be into the same department. It has to be in the same department.
Once diversity and inclusion is there, it's already a cross-cutting issue in my all programs. Diversity and inclusion, they look from the corporate side organization outside. No, it is from outside social sector to corporate. I have realized ESG was always there. It's just an old wine in new bottle, right? Because the term some analytics company at international level are wanting from their investor and all, because now they got to know that how community's role is important in your non-financial reporting. But these are already part of social sector programs.
We talk in the room and everybody has certain best practices which can be replicated. So all the corporation can come together and look into some of the best practices and replicate is something that we can all think forward to it.
It is about the perspectives that a corporate must use. These are lens. Am I doing good to the environment? Am I mitigating the bad? That's the only lens. Fantastic discussion.
All five of you for sharing your time, experiences. Wonderful. And
Dwaniji, yes.
Thank you.
This was the first edition of 10 years of CSR Act in India. But very soon you all will be invited to join the roundtable discussion of 10 years of CSR Act in India 2.0.
10 years of CSR Act.